Hi guys, and welcome to this episode of Bigman Gaming. I know last week we talked about New Year's resolutions, and this week I wasn't real sure about what I was going to do. The game really hasn't launched yet this year that I've been real interested in doing, so I decided, it's a new year. Once again, let's do another list. We'll do top 5 games of last year, and no particular order. But before we do, once again, like last week, I'm going to start giving you guys some news. So the first thing is Lego decided that they're going to be making a new game. They've been doing Harry Potter, Indiana Jones, DC Comics, Star Wars. Well, now they're going to be doing Marvel. And so far, from what I've seen, everybody that's confirmed is going to be the Avengers. So you've got, Thor, Iron Man, Hawkeye, Black Widow. You're going to have the Hulk, everybody from the Avengers. But then also, from what I've also seen confirmed, you're going to have some X-Men. So far, Magneto and Wolverine have been confirmed. And then Spider-Man. Spider-Man's going to be another one that's going to be a part of it. As so far as I've seen, there's probably, I would assume, other characters, but we'll see what happens. Also, wanted to bring up, that whole thing with the school shooting that was real unfortunate. People have been looking at video games as kind of a scapegoat for violence. So there's actually the state of Massachusetts decided that they were going to work on removing violent video games. And then they're doing that in 2 ways. The first way is they're going to be getting rid of like the railgun shooters in the arcades, where you've got the light gun and you shoot everything on a rail. And then also, if you have a violent video game, you are able to trade it in for a coupon, and this coupon can get you a free toy, free movie. They even go as far as getting you something for school where you can get out of homework for free. Like if you didn't do an assignment, you can turn this thing in, which to me, our society is kind of like, get out of homework. We struggle a lot anyway, with our schooling. I won't go too much into detail, but, get out of homework for free. It's kind of like violent video games getting out of homework. I don't know. But, that's what they decided to do. But also then, speaking with violent video games, the vice president decided to meet with a lot of game publishers and heads of gaming. The president of the ESRB, and don't worry, guys. It's not as bad as it sounds. I read about it, and I'm like, oh, great, here we go. Vice president meeting with heads of gaming companies and all this, and I figured, great, now games are going to be going down the toilet. We're going to be losing that whole thing of, violent video games and all that. And it actually wasn't that bad. He basically came front and said, this isn't the bash on video games. They're not blaming video games. It's more of, you guys are the leads in the industry. What can you do to help? What are some things we can kind of do to kind of eliminate the violence outside of, video games? So it wasn't, a thing where, oh, great, he's going to attack video games. He's going to blame them. It was actually kind of the opposite. He was like, I'm looking for your guys' help. So I don't know. That could be good. That could be bad. We'll have to wait and see what happens here in the future. Speaking of the future, Warner decided to make a bunch of domain names now with the Arkham name in it. So, does that mean there's going to be a third Arkham game? An animated feature, or even a full-length feature, post-Nolan. I don't know, but we'll have to see. The fact that they've registered a bunch of domain names with Arkham in it, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Also, real quick, this year, Dead Space 3 is going to be coming out. They decided to make pretty much a collector's edition. It's called a developer's edition, I believe. And that they're only making 5,000 of them. So get in and get it pre-ordered. It comes with an 8-inch black marker statue. I believe it's going to have like 3 posters in it. And it's going to have an art book. Oh boy. There's also, I want to say, an aluminum data pad. There's a couple other cool extras in there. You know, it's one of those things, if you want to get a collector's edition, pick it up. I'm definitely going to pre-order it. Probably do an unboxing video for it. So kind of stay tuned and look forward to that. So I believe that's everything for news, and go ahead and get right into the five games of last year. All right, guys. So the real reason that you're all here, the 5 top games of 2012 in no particular order. I'm not putting them in any order to kind of be like, oh, this is my favorite, this isn't. Just there. So, number 5, Borderlands 2. One of the big reasons it takes you back to the Borderlands, gets you back in it, back to that RPG element, that shooter element, getting back to the crazy guns, and having those classes and just going back out there and fighting evil once again and seeing what you could find. That has to be why. Diablo 3. Loved playing Diablo 2, played it with a bunch of friends. Once again, it's seeing what you can find, going through hack and slash, looting, seeing if you could find the next best weapon, seeing what else you can find, see what you come across. Because even today, playing it, you still come across new stuff. I found things that I haven't found, and I've played this game for quite a while. I found these pants that created a cloud of dust, and my friends are like, I've never seen that before. So, I'm still finding stuff today that I've never seen before. Number 3 would have to be Darksiders 2. Played through Darksiders 1 and loved it. It gave me that Zelda feel, back from the Super Nintendo and the regular Nintendo, going through in these dungeons and doing different things. It gave me that feel, and then 2 came out and it did it again. Gave you that feeling of Zelda and going through dungeons and getting better equipment and better gear. And then they added on kind of that RPG element. You level up and you put, skills into different skill trees and you got better equipment and better gear. So I loved that game. Thought it was amazing. Thought what they did with it was amazing. Another game I'd have to say, for sure, Mass Effect 3. That would probably be number 2. The game itself was amazing. The ending obviously wasn't quite there. People were upset about it. There was different theories about the ending. And I would say don't let that ruin your experience for the game. The game itself is amazing. And if you played 1 and 2 also, you immerse yourself in it. And I would say don't let the ending ruin it for you. Just kind of take that as it is what it is. And unfortunately, that's the way it has to happen. But the game itself, the meat of the game is amazing. And then number 1, I'm sure a lot of the people that know me have come to expect this was going to be the number 1 game, Halo 4. Honestly, I wasn't expecting Halo 4 to be that good. In fact, a lot of you that have watched my videos in the past knew I ranted about it. I complained about it. I was like, they're making it too much like Call of Duty. It's going to ruin the game, and it is not going to be good at all with having loadouts and having drop-ins and everything like that. I was like, this is going to ruin the game. And it actually, it kept me in it. Like you go from Halo 3 to Halo Reach, and then you go from Reach to 4. I think they did it quite well and actually mixed things together quite well. And actually, it still feels like a Halo game. I'm there's people that complain about certain things yet. The different weapons and the Forerunner weapons and whatever else that may be there. But I still, at its core, it's a good game. You still have the capture the flag. You have the team slayers, you have the big team slayer, they're adding Griffball, you've got all the things that make Halo, and it's right there. A game that didn't make it on this list, but I would give it an honorable mention just because it did so well, the sales were so well, and I liked it, would have to be the Walking Dead games. I talked about them last week about being a point and click and making a lot of money, and they did. They made a lot of money, and they're really good games. And if you haven't gotten them yet, I would definitely check them out. There's 5 episodes. Go in, check them out, check all of them out. And those are kind of like Mass Effect. Everything that you do in those games has a consequence, and you do different choices. So that would be the honorable mention for this list. With that, there you go. There's the 5. Like I said, no particular order. I know I said Halo 1 or Halo 4 would be in the number 1 spot, but I just kind of, Halo's always had that soft spot for me. I've always been a big Halo person. So, I would definitely try those games, pick them up, play them. If you haven't yet, I don't know what's wrong with you, but you need to play them, at least one of them. So there you go. Hopefully next week we'll have a little bit more something for you. I know there's a DLC coming out for Borderlands 2. probably check that out and get it for you guys. So definitely catch you guys next week, and I hope you guys have a good week.
It was a nightmare.
My mind's telling me no, but my body, I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind.